Hello, my name is Nicole Johnson, and today I'm going to be doing the operating systems extra credit opportunity by explaining what a critical section is to someone who does not have a background in computer science. So let's start with the definition of a critical section. A critical section is essentially a piece of code that only one thread can execute at a time. And that is the formal definition, but a piece of code in this context could easily be a couple lines. It's usually a block of code. It's very rare that the critical section is just a single line of code. And so to understand the critical section and the definition, we also need to define what a thread is. So a thread can be thought of as a single worker whose mission is to execute a task within the code. So to kind of simplify this a little bit and to demonstrate the relationship between the critical section and the thread, we can think of threads as an author and the critical section as a chapter of a book. So the reason why the critical section is so important is because imagine if we had multiple authors, so multiple threads, all trying to write the same chapter of a book at the same time. They would probably overwrite the ideas of one another. They would probably write about different things or bring up different details at different points in the chapter, and overall it probably wouldn't make a lot of sense and wouldn't be very coherent. You don't want to read a chapter that was written by a bunch of different people who don't know what the other person is writing about. That just would not make sense in any context. So the solution to this is something called mutual exclusion. And mutual exclusion ensures that only one thread or one author can do things without the interference of another thread. So this means that one author can write in the chapter book without worrying, oh, there might be another author here overwriting what I'm writing or changing details of what I wrote without me knowing. So it just makes sure that only one author is writing in the chapter book at one time. So this can be implemented in a variety of ways, but the most standard way and the most simplified way is locking the critical section before the thread is going to enter it, and then unlocking it after the thread leaves. So this would basically be once an author is starting to write the chapter will now be locked. So no other authors can come in and start writing to it. And then once the first author has finished writing the chapter will be unlocked. And so now another author can come in and write the chapter, and they won't be overwriting each other because the work of the first author will already be done. And these locks are also can be implemented in a variety of ways, but that is outside the scope of what a critical section is. Thank you.